guys, so I'm back with another video and this will be for my July book haul. This book haul is very unique and special to me because this is the first time I've hauled a lot of comic books or manga or anime. And I'm very excited because the theme for this book haul is comics based on video games. I'm a gamer and I'm a huge fan of adventure and action and horror games, and I love the PlayStation 4 and Xbox, and I really love stories, video games that have a really good storyline and relatable and interesting characters. So I'd like to share with you some comic books about my favorite video games as well. So without further ado, let's get started, and here we go. The first comic book that I would like to share with you is the Uncharted. It's by DC Entertainment. And who doesn't like Uncharted? Who doesn't like Nathan Drake? I've always loved this video game, and I love the exploration, the puzzles, the storyline, and the main character. He's so funny and adorable, and I really relate to him. He's like very approachable and very easy to like. I like all the 4 games that have been released. I still haven't finished most of them, but they're very fun and interesting. So if you haven't played Uncharted, I highly recommend that you do. It says here in the back that Uncharted takes a leap to the printed page with explosive action, narrow escapes, and adventure. Treasure hunter Nathan Drake, descendant of the famous explorer Sir Francis Drake, embarks on a daring quest for the legendary Amber Room, which propels him straight into a lost realm at the center of the earth. Aided and abetted by his good friend and mentor Victor Sullivan, Drake must scavenge for clues from the lost flight journal of Richard E. Byrd and fend off revenge-seeking adversaries, not to mention the Russian mob, while allying himself with the elusive Chloe Fraser. But a greater treasure and danger awaits these brave explorers deep into the bowels of the earth. And that is so amazing. I think that's such an interesting storyline, and if you look at the graphics, it's really cool. Very crisp and sharp and really good ink work. So yeah, if you're a fan of video games, check this comic book out. It's really good. The next series that I like is from Tomb Raider Reboot, and I love Tomb Raider. It has a special place in my heart. I love all the games, and I just admire Lara Croft. She's a great heroine and a good role model for girls and women, and I just love the game so much. I love the exploration, the puzzle solving, the storyline, and the main characters. And at first I got the Tomb Raider Season of the Witch, Volume 1. And this is what it looks like here. And this is what it takes place straight after the first game of the reboot series. And it says here in the back that after their horrific ordeal in the Lost Kingdom of Yamatai, Lara Croft and the other survivors of the Endurance try to rebuild their lives. Little do they know that a terrible new force is rising, one determined to drag them back into the island they just barely escaped. With the fate of her friends in the balance, Lara Croft must decide how far she will go to end this nightmare once and for all. It's a bold reimagining of the classic character. Let's take a look at the ink work, and this is what it looks like. You can see the drawing is really high quality. And the ink work is perfect. It's got vibrant colors, and it's just amazing. The second one is the Tomb Raider Secrets and Lies Volume 2. And it says here, after the harrowing run-in with the solitary cult, Lara and her friends take some time to honor the dead and look towards the future. But when a dearly departed friend pleads for help from beyond the grave, Lara must travel to the Chernobyl exclusion zone to keep a promise. Inside the irradiated zone of alienation, she will face her deadliest opponent yet, a sinister organization with a terrifying reach that extends all the way back to her home in London. And this is what it looks like. So this is the Volume 2. I still haven't read them, but I think they're going to be so interesting. And the story is very compelling, I think. And the last one from the Tomb Raider series that I got is the Queen of Serpents Volume 3. And this is what it looks like. And on the back it says, Lara must save the life of a friend she thought to be dead when a dangerous organization threatens to kill her friend for good. But Lara will not be alone in her fight. Sam, Jonah, and Kaz will join her to escape from London undetected and do all they can to complete this rescue mission. However, danger lurks behind every shadow. And even within their very hearts, can they make it in time to save a life they thought was lost without losing themselves in the process? And again, another compelling, interesting, and exciting storyline. So this is what it looks like. This is the pictures, the artwork, and the drawings. It looks really good. I think I'm gonna enjoy reading this comic book. And alright, the next one on the series is Resident Evil. I've always been a huge fan of Resident Evil. I've played most of the games except for Resident Evil 7. And I still haven't played Resident Evil 4 yet, but a lot of people didn't like Resident Evil 6. It's gone into a more action-based video game, but for me, I personally enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing co-op with my brother, and we just spent a lot of hours on the Mercenaries minigame. It holds a special place in my heart. I always love action and zombies and the infected, and it's so interesting for me. So the first one that I got is the Resident Evil, the Marhawa Desire. This is the first book in the series, and these manga took place just before the events of Resident Evil 6, and it says here in the back, at the prestigious and elite Marhawa Academy, a female student suffers a horrifying transformation. Called in to investigate, Professor Doug Wright and his nephew Ricky find themselves caught up in a deadly and growing tragedy. As things get rapidly out of hand, Chris Redfield and his team from the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance arrive on the scene while a mysterious figure looms behind it all. And this is it right here. And this is the artwork and the pencil work done. I do like Chris Redfield and Pierce Nivens, and I think that they're really great characters. My favorite character in the whole Resident Evil series will probably be Chris and Jill, because they're the original ones from the very first game. I played the very first one. It was so terrifying back then. I feel like it can never be recreated again in the future. Who knows? I'm still looking for the death grip horror a video game can do to me, because I love horror movies and horror games. The next one on the list is the second one from the Marhawa Desire series, and this is what it looks like. That's the cover. And it says right here, Professor Wright and his nephew Ricky continue their investigation of the biohazard outbreak at Marhawa Academy. Upon entering an underground lab where the incident first occurred, they find evidence of the Hooded Woman, a prime suspect in bioterrorism events worldwide. As the number of victims grows, the Hooded Woman finally appears. The situation then takes a grim turn for the worse. This is it right here, and these are the characters involved in the comic book. And these are some of the examples of the pencil work. Again, I find it very interesting. I still haven't read them, but I'm looking forward to reading them. And last but not least, this is the third volume in the series of the Marhawa Desire. And this is the cover right here. It's Chris Redfield, and it says in the back, missing and presumed dead in an accident 3 months ago, Marhawa Academy student Nanan Yoshihara has returned but is now horribly transformed. Ricky, shocked by the grotesque creature she has become, has no choice but to defend himself. The mysterious hooded woman overwatching everything makes her report. Test subject C16 engaged. The truth is revealed and Ricky fights for his life, but the monsters the students have become may overwhelm him. So these are the characters now involved in this comic book series, and these are the pencil work. So the Marhawa Desire looks to be a very interesting premise, and I can't wait to read more of this. Right, the next series that I will share with you is probably my most favorite and anticipated video game of all time, and this is none other than The Last of Us. This is the American Dreams, and this takes place straight before the game, the first game of The Last of Us. This is Ellie and Riley, her best friend, and the story of this is 19 years ago, a parasitic fungal outbreak killed the majority of the world's population. In one of the few remaining quarantine zones, 13-year-old Ellie begins her new life as a ward of a military boarding school, where a friendship with fellow student Riley leads to her first trip into the outside world. Beyond the walls of the regimented civil order they know, Ellie and Riley are soon confronted with the violent way of life in the insurgent group, the Fireflies, and with the monstrous victims of infection. So this is how Ellie and Riley met up. And I'll show you some of the pencil work of this comic book. This is a very interesting scene because we get to know Ellie before the events of the first game, and how she came to be, and how she met Riley, and how they become friends. So this is a really interesting story, I think. And this is a must for all Last of Us fans. The next book is that I would like to share with you is more of an artwork book, and it is The Art of the Last of Us, and it's an introduction by Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley. And this is it right here. When I first got this in the library, I was very excited and I couldn't wait to look at the pictures and the artwork. They're just truly amazing, and this is a must-have for any Last of Us fan. And you could see the people, the characters. Really, really good artwork. And the places and the environments that was used in the game. You could see the conceptual artwork, the pencil work. I think it's so awesome and so cool. And look at that. Look at the infected. Look at what the cordyceps has done to these people who were once living, breathing humans. I think it's so interesting. So yeah, highly recommended. This is an awesome artwork book to have. And last but not least, this artwork book is The Art of Naughty Dog, which is also the maker of The Last of Us and Uncharted. And this is what it looks like. And I'd like to share with you some photos. This is Crash Bandicoot. I used to play the first game, and I really like it. This is Nathan Drake from Uncharted. He needs no introduction. More artwork. Last of Us with Joel and Ellie. And Ellie from The Last of Us as well. So who can't wait for the next Last of Us game coming up? It's a sequel from the first one. I am so looking forward to it, and I really can't wait to play it. I played the game The Last of Us, and it's one of the best video games that I've ever played in my life. Seriously, it's unforgettable. I love the storyline, and I really connected with Ellie and Joel. They're so likable and relatable, and you just can't help but feel so close to them. I'm looking forward to the game. I'm just anticipating it so much. So that is it for my comic book haul for my July book haul. I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Stay tuned for more in the future. Thanks, bye!